Welcome, beautiful souls to Athieng spiritual well-being, and thank you for watching. Today's topic is about the sound energy, the feminine sound energy. Why is the best for you to activate it for your spiritual success, for your spiritual evolution? I know that nobody talk about the sound energy, why it is important to be activated and to understand it. Nobody talk about the sound energy, that it's a feminine, it's a female energy, you know. People always talk about light. And nobody talk about the sound. So I am here today to talk to you about the sound, about it as a feminine energy, the female energy. And the reason none of the religious people talk about the sound energy, it is because no one know about it, okay? It come from Kemetic spirituality. That where it come from, not even the Kemetic teachers talk about it. So I would like to talk about it today, okay? So yeah, so to be successful spiritually, whether you're a man or a woman, okay, sound energy is very important, because sound energy represent intuition. That is what the sound energy is. Okay, I know that all the religions, they talk about light, but light cannot work without intuition. Spirituality cannot be successful without balancing two energy and stabilize them. Yep. So based on a Kemetic spirituality, we learned the story about Asa being so close to Aset. Okay, so Aset in life of Asa and in Kemetic spirituality, Aset represent sound. She is the voice of God. Okay, so when we look at the sounds, what does sound mean to you? What is sound? Sound is a vibration, right? Sound is sound. Sound represents emotion. It represents ideas and concept. Okay? And that is the reason in the Kemetic spirituality, Aset is the goddess of the sky. Okay? The reason she was the goddess of the sky is because she's the goddess of the sound. All the sound we hear, the thunder sound, the bird sound, the waves in the water, all the sound, okay? All the sound are females. All the sound is female goddess, female feminines. That is why in the Asa stories, she's very close to Asa, because light cannot work without the sound. Okay, you get it? It is the big secret that I need to tell you today. Without sound, light cannot work. With no sound. Okay, so in the story of Asa, Asa was already, in the story of Asa was a businessman, he was a successful man, he was successful in everything, but something was missing. Hello everybody, I greet you all. Something was missing. What was missing? He wasn't able to listen to God, meaning he was very weak in his intuition. His intuition was very weak. Okay? So what he did, he get so closer to the sound, which is Aset. And that is why in the story of Asa, Haru fight 10 times to win the battle of Uncle Set. Uncle Set, who is Uncle Set? Uncle Set is the weak human mind. That is what Uncle Set is. Okay? Let's come back to the light. A lot of religions, many religions, they focus on light and forget the sound. Yes, really, yeah. A lot of religion, they focus on light and forget the sound. Okay, this is what I'm here today. I wanted to teach you about it so that you understand. Okay, so light itself is life, it's goodness. Okay, that is what light is. Okay, yeah, thank you. So Asa, he was a bright person. I did a video about 5 days ago. I was talking about some issues of my community, marriage and all this. So he was a bright person. Asa was a bright person. He was intelligent, and that's what light is. Light represents intelligence, He was bright. He was so intelligent. But the voice of the Spirit was so far away. He forget himself. He doesn't know who he was, And that's what happened when you are very intelligent, worldly intelligent, you forget about yourself. Okay? So what he did in his story of resurrection, he becomes successful in his spiritual journey, and he becomes resurrected through who? Through a set. Okay? Because the voice of God, he became to know himself, awaken to the light. Okay? So this is what happened. No scroll to the bottom. Whoever is making fun of me, let them make fun of me, because people who can't listen to themselves, they can make fun of anyone. Okay? Thank you very much for standing up for me. So what happened here, my people? The sound, this is how you work with the sound. I'm not going to teach you how you work with the sound. I'm just explaining it to you, because I have worked with the sound, I have worked with the light. Okay, I just want to tell you that you have a man or a female, you need to, are you black? I'm not black, I think I'm yellow or pink. Okay? Okay, whether you're a female or a male, you have to awaken the two energy within you. It's not like how other teachers tell you that if you are a female, you have to awaken the female, you have to activate the female energy. And if you are a male, you have to activate the male energy, which is Ra, Atsa, Heru, But I tell you, you have to awaken all of them. Because we are all born, we are made up of energy. And the energy, which is, we know is a God. God is an awareness. And it's only one energy. There are no two energies. There is no female energy and a male energy. Who created male and created female? There is only one energy that created the form, which is you and me. Okay? And that is one energy which has light and has intuition, which is represented by sound. Okay? So these two energy, for you to be successful in your spiritual journey, you must balance them and awaken them, just like what Asa did from ancient time. Okay? So how do you awaken them? How do you awaken the two energies? You awaken them through meditation. There are meditation techniques that you do to balance the light and the sound. Okay? In the first place, let's look what is light. Light is what we call in ancient time Heru, Asa and Ra. Asa and Ra and Heru, there is only one energy that have three names, Asa, Ra, and Heru. And light is what we call in Christianity Christ, if you are Christian. Okay? That is light. Okay? But what is light to you? What is light? Light is light. Light is life. Light is knowledge, the knowledge of self. Light is light. Okay? That's what it is. And that is what is Asa itself. It's a soul, it's light, it's life, it's knowledge. Okay? That is what light is. But light cannot work without the God voice, which is the energy of Aset. In the story of Asa, the story said that when Asa was resurrected, Nut came from heaven and resurrected Asa, resurrected him and took him to heaven. Okay? How did that happen? And why would she have to come from the sky? Why did she come? Why is she always the goddess of sky? Okay? When we talk about God, we refer God to heaven, in the sky there. That way we direct think about God. Okay? But based on a Kemetic spirituality, heaven is your mind. So all these, they all happen in your mind. Okay? So, and the sound represents intuition, which we call intuition. How do intuition work? Intuition work in a vibration. Okay? When you think about the music, sound music, the wave in the ocean, the thunder when it's raining, all those are sound. When you think about the bird sound, okay, it all vibrates. Okay? When you talk, you are vibrating. When you think, you are vibrating. Okay? So, to awaken the intuition, all these work through meditation. And there is the sound special meditation that you can do to awaken the energy. Okay? Because when we meditate, we want to talk to God. I know that many people talk to God through prayer. You pray to God, you go to sleep, hoping that God will answer your prayer. But you're not listening to God, right? But through meditation, you talk to God directly, especially through the light meditation and sound meditation. God will talk to you. Okay? How do you talk to God through meditation? Well, that is something that you yourself you need to meditate and see how you talk to God through meditation. Okay? When you meditate, you go to meditation just to listen to yourself. Okay? But when you are meditating, you will find yourself thinking about the thing you were not prepared to think about. If something happened to me, I don't know if it happened to you. If you're someone who meditate, I will go to the meditation just wanting to empty my mind. I don't want to think about anything. Can we erect while meditating? Well, I have no idea because I am not a male, so I don't know about that. Only male know about that. Okay? Female, they don't erect. So I have no idea about that. Okay? Thank you very much. So when you go through meditation, you want to focus to yourself. You want to listen to your mind. You want to listen to your body, what the mind is telling you, you know. But then sometimes you find yourself thinking about something that you are not prepared to talk about. Sometimes you find yourself thinking about going to shopping, wanting to call someone, you know. And then you will ask yourself, why? I did not sit here to think about this. Where did all this come from? Okay? Where did they come from? Okay? And that is what is said in the Sarah stories that Haru fought Uncle Seth 10 times. Uncle Seth is the human mind. And the human mind will always want to keep you. That's what the devil do. The devil want to keep you. The devil don't want you to go where you have to go. Okay? And the way you fight to put down the human mind, okay, is to always be vigilant. When those thoughts come up, okay, you must recognize them, put them away, and come back to what you're doing. Okay? Because trust me, if you always find yourself bubbling in any worldly thought you're not prepared for, there is nothing you're going to hear from the spirit world. Okay? You're busy thinking about the world, there is nothing you can hear. When I started meditating on sound, it took me 2 months to settle down my worldly mindset. Because anytime I sit to meditate, I'll find myself thinking about thing I'm doing tomorrow, I'm going to work, I'm doing this and that and that. Okay? And I was so hopeless. Okay? I was so hopeless. So that what happened. That's how Heru have to fight Uncle Seth. Otherwise, Uncle Seth will keep you forever. And Nut, the mother Nut, will not come down from heaven to resurrect you, take you to heaven. So you need to be vigilant on the sound energy, especially male. The male, they need to focus more on the sound energy, because sound energy is a female energy and it needs to work more on it. I work more on light because light is the male energy. Okay? I work more on light. Because to find the way back to the source. Okay, we started with light because light is more closer to the wall here. Okay, light is more closer to the wall. That is why Heru is always on the king of the wall. He's more close to the body and the mind. I said the goddess, the intuition, is more close to the universe. That is why she's a goddess of the universe. You know, the universe is number 3 between the human and the heaven and the spirit. Okay, so the goddess of the universe, when you started with the light, you come to the goddess of the universe, which is Aset. And Aset will introduce you to her husband Asa, which is the spirit, the creator. So that is how things work, and that is why we call nature the mother nature. We call heaven, the ancient people call heaven the mother. Because the ancient people, they say, in heaven, female goddess rule there. The universe, in the universe, the female goddess rule there. And that is true. When you hear the sound, okay, the sound is female, the wave is female. So the nature is all the feminine, and it is sound. So to be successful in your spiritual journey, you must work with the sound. Okay, work with both with them. Work with light, because light work with colors. When you meditate on light, you will see colors in rainbow. You know, you will see smoke. And when you see smoke, you will think about the smoke in so that yeah. When you meditate on the light, it's something beautiful. If you're somebody who have never meditated on light before, and you meditate on light, and you will see the light, and you see the light, you will think about the light that they talk about in Vatican when they're picking the new Pope. Okay, you will hear them saying that the white smoke, they pick the new Pope after the white smoke. That white smoke is the secret light. It's the light from the spirit world that you wish to see. Okay? And that light lead you to God, as I said, the goddess of sound. Again, when you meditate on sound, you will hear sound. You will hear sound like something clicking, click, click, click. Okay? Or maybe you will hear like something heavy is dropping. It dropping and drop and drop. When you come out from meditation, you feel different. Okay? And as long you continue meditating both on light, you have to meditate on both of them, light and the sound. You take time and time meditating on both of them. You know how you know you have activate the two energy. Okay, your perception will change. You will be different person forever. Okay, your perception about the world will change. Your meditation life will change. You will meditate more. You will love life. Okay, and your human worldly state of mind will change too. All those negative energy, your negative nature will change. Worries will reduce, fear will reduce, all the negative energy will reduce. And that's what the healing is. When you heal from the negative energies, the worldly negative energies, that's what we call a healing. Okay? Become settled. Okay? You will focus more on your spiritual journey. And the more you focus, the more you find the way to heaven. So heaven is here. Heaven is here. Heaven is your healthy state of mind. The healthy you, that is heaven. Okay? So I will talk to you more about the energies, female energies. But these two energies are very important. These two energies are the ones that lead you to the spirit, the sound, and the light. I know that all religion, they only focus on light. They only focus on Christ. But Christ cannot be successful without journey. If you don't listen well, if you don't pay attention to the spirit, how can you make it there? You need to communicate with the spirit. Are you a good communicator? Do you communicate with people? Do you listen to people? Do you understand what they say? Do you understand the meaning behind their words? You do the same thing with the spirit. With God, you got to listen to the language of God. Okay? Listening is very important because listening is communication. Okay? So you got to listen, you got to learn how to listen. You got to learn how to communicate with the mother, with the father in heaven. Okay? So that concept that say you can only work with the male energy, if you are male, is wrong. You have to work with all of them. In the beginning of my YouTube, I talk more on male. And people will wonder why I'm always talking about male and not the female. I am a female. I already know about female. Okay? I vibrate more in female. So I talk more about male because I work more with male energies. Especially with Ra, I work more with light. Okay? I also work with female energy. I know better and work more with male energy. So that is what I want to talk to you today. You are welcome, beautiful. Beautiful soul, you are welcome. Because I have experienced light. Okay? I have experienced light. I have strengthened my communication with God. I know how to listen well. I know how to understand the spirit when it's talking to me. Okay? It's the same thing to you. You are a male, you're female. Work with sound, work with light. Okay? Through meditation. Okay? Enjoy, have peace, and be well until we meet again in the next live show. Peace. You see, I've been a while and never come